INDEFATIGABLE.
Yes, indefatigable.
Indefatigable.
No, not T. There's no T.
Yeah, there is a T in it.
No.
What are you talking about? I'm saying the D.
No, you're not. You're saying a T.
What do you like to say? What do you want to say?
Say it again.
What do you want me to say?
No, where the D is, you got to say
the various ones he owned, his favorite was Dick.
D. You want to say D?
Yes, D.
Okay, good. Okay. That's what I thought you wanted to say. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Makeup Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Barkley.
Well, I'm your host, Nicholas Buggs. It's good to be here.
And
I like your scruff, bro. Just looking good, man.
Is it scruff? I thought it was pretty well manicured. I think for people listening, they're going to hear scruff and think that I'm not taking care of myself.
No, you're always taking care of yourself. But I think on the last one, you were like squeaky clean. And I saw you. I was like, dang. Look at you! Look how clean your face is, and
there was
hair going on. So
it grows back so fast. I think it's the German in me that makes it. It's not tenable, man. You can't have like a normal life, like when your hair grows back this fast. Like you can't. And then the executive rule is that you have to be shaven at all times, and it's like I think that it doesn't apply to black dudes.
But who's making this rule?
Because it's one of the. Have you ever played baseball, Nick?
I mean, not on a team, but yes, I played baseball.
So baseball is full of unwritten rules, right? And so is business. And in business, one cannot be trusted. They cannot be trusted to shave their face in the morning. You will not find a high-level executive with facial hair. And if he does have it, he had it after he got rich. And that is just how it goes for most people. Now, I have seen black people in leadership positions with beards, and it's just a thing. For people who aren't black, they don't understand, like our hair grows in curly, we get some major razor bumps, and it's just not, again, it's not sustainable. It's not a tenable thing to cut it off every day and then have it grow back. Now, Nick is clean shaven. He's found a way, maybe Bump Control. Shout out to Bump Control. If you want to sponsor this show, let us know. But maybe he throws that on his face and keeps the bumps at bay. Maybe he has unusually French facial hair. Like, we don't know why. But for me, I get the razor bumps. And so I kind of have to grow mine in, let it grow out a little bit. PB, you can relate to this. You have a big, thick beard. And
No, it's my scruff. I fell asleep on my scruff. And I woke up, it was like this.
See?
So it's just out.
It's the German in me.
It's just the German in you. And so, yeah, I think you let it grow out a little bit. And I'll use face oil. I like the oil from Vior. And it's very nice. I think it's not cheap, but not too expensive either. Smells great. Now rub it on my beard. It makes it luscious. And then when it grows out enough, I can shave it and I just start the process all over again. Just trying to get a Tom Brady 5 o'clock shadow is the goal.
Got it.
Right? Shout out to Tom Brady. So before
Tom Brady, what was the other one that you shouted out again? The Bump Control. So shout out to Bump Control. Shout out to Tom Brady.
Bump Patrol.
Shout out to the Germanic people.
I said patrol. I think I said patrol, but I think it's Bump Patrol. I think they're on patrol for bumps and not controlling bumps.
Like the bump police.
They're patrolling them. Yeah. So,
got a sash.
did I say petroleum just then?
I don't know. Please don't.
I don't use petroleum on my face.
No, I'm good. I don't need to hear about you.
But I'll talk about jelly. So just remind me something about that. Before we go too far and are super rude, Papa Bear, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you, and we have a lot in store today. We're going to have so many cool things to share. course, we have some housekeeping coming up, but we're going to talk about some headlines in the movie business. We're going to have an audience poll. We know you love that. We're going to have some things we should know, latest and greatest, and we're going to hit you with a culture check. We haven't done one of those in a long time, but we're not going to tell you when it is, so that when Nick says culture check, you fall out of your chair per usual. Okay.
Per usual.
Okay. Let me do some housekeeping real quick. I think this will publish probably the first week or so, or second week or so of September. So just right off the bat, tickets, badges available at NashvilleFilmFestival.org. The Nash Film Fest is from September 18th to September 24th. Hey, Chris, why are you talking about that? Well, I live here in Nashville. I'm on the board of the Nashville Film Festival. We work on this all year. It's the best weekend film in this state, in my opinion, maybe even in the region. So I want you guys to come out. Here's how bad I want you guys to come out. If you go to NashvilleFilmFestival.org and search tickets and badges, and then get to the checkout and use the code MAKEIT20, you will get 20% off all tickets and badges. Again, that's MAKEIT20. And as Nick always says, not naked, MAKEIT20, and you will get 20% off tickets and badges. Okay. Defy Film Festival, the short film by Jennifer Bonnier, the genius Jennifer Bonnier, and her collaborator, longtime collaborator, Dicey Wildman, that played over the weekend at the Defy Film Festival. For those who don't know about the Defy Film Festival, it's been around for more than a decade. It was started by the aforementioned Dicey Wildman and her partner in the film festival space here at Defy, Billy Sinise. And they play alternative films. They play films that just wouldn't show up at your everyday film festival. And it's usually a freaking riot. And this was no exception. I saw a lot of really wonderful films that made you laugh out loud, films that were just so odd they made you laugh out loud. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have been in that space. But the two things I take away is the entire film community and beyond was there. People outside, people who I knew from the radio business at NPR and WPLN were there. That was great. So Khalil, former host of This Is Nashville, was there. We got to talk for a really long time. And there was just a lot of people that were supporting it. And so it's a really good time, a really good hang. Got to see all of our collaborators in our feature films, Nick. So definitely saw Maki, definitely saw Ken, definitely saw Jennifer Bonnier, definitely saw Ted Welch, right? So all the people, we didn't get to see Chris Blake, but that's okay. I would think he would show up to that because he likes weird movies too, but he wasn't there. But everybody else was there, and it's just a really, really great time. So shout out to Defy. And I should just mention that the film essentially got an ovation. It was, I'm being a little biased, and I don't mean this. I'm not tearing other people down to lift our film up, which is called We Need to Talk About Balloons. It's still in the festival run. Its next stop is the Catalina Film Festival outside of LA. I'm just saying that what I saw from the audience there, the film seemed to be a cut above, and I was really proud of that. That's all I'm trying to say. So it's not about tearing anybody else down. It's just about saying how proud I am of the work that we did, and more to come. So let's get into some headlines. We talk about some headlines.
Some news, some stuff that's going on.
News is interesting to us, and what's dominated the last week and a half is K-pop Demon Hunters, right, on Netflix. 236 million streams so far. And my guess is by the time this comes out, it will probably eclipse 350 because the news stories about it are going to sort of give birth to ever more streams and views. Now, here's one thing that's really interesting. I have a 16-year-old in my house, and I asked about it. She had never heard of it. And then when I said, no, it's the most streamed film in Netflix history, I looked at the numbers. She said, that's impossible. It's the same people watching it over and over and over again. No one in my friend group is talking about it. And so what I realized about this film is that, one, it's being watched outside the U.S. a lot more than in the U.S., and no one wants to talk about that. And I think the other thing is that its name, that K-pop at the front, is driving all the viewership to it. And then the beautiful thing is they arrive there, Nick, and they find that it's a good movie. That's the best.
I think that's I think that's for some people, right? I don't think that's the case for everybody. Like for me, I have a daughter younger than yours, and I think she finds it more naturally in that she's into dance. She's, you would look at that 8 to 12-year-old range where they're looking for content that they can watch, right? So that's that G to PG rating. That's net new.
Is it rated G?
It's PG. Yeah,
I didn't
PG.
know it was rated PG. Okay.
Yeah, so it's PG. And it hits the mark. And what I mean by it hits the mark is that, honestly, I think everybody, and when I say everybody, it's like kids 6 to 12, and their parents have been waiting for the next Disney movie that reminds us of our Disney movies from back in the day. We're waiting for the next Little Mermaid. We want the next, Cinderella or Beauty and the Beast, and Disney isn't producing that. They're not making that anymore. So
they're in Star
Wars
this
came out
right now.
Yeah, they're in a whole other world and stuff. So when this came out, it seemed to hit the mark like a Disney movie used to. So it had a good theme, right? A good storyline. The music is really good. I'm talking.
By the way, I heard about these songs. I haven't heard them yet. I was wondering if you will sing can you sing like a
Oh no, I'm not gonna make that happen, man. I know the songs are in my head right now. I got it going in my brain.
I know you've been singing on your way, like driving around town. I know you sing around the house.
I'm listening to Golden. I'm listening to Idol. I'm not gonna make that happen. But I'm gonna tell you.
Pull the ripcord.
It's no joke that these songs top 100 Billboard. Okay,
cool.
So
ripcord.
Right. No. So here's the thing. It's a movie that you know how it works.
I have to watch this movie now.
I'm gonna send you Idol, bro. Anyway. But listen. No. The thing is that you talked about people watching it multiple times. Okay. I think households are watching it. No, I think households are watching it multiple times. So this is how it happened in my household. So Livy watched it first. Okay, I think one of her friends.
Just for the audience, she watched it. That's his youngest,
my daughter. Right. So she watched it first, and then she was like, "Dad, you got to watch this movie with me." And I'm in, all in. You're like, you want me to watch a movie? I'm watching it. So I watched the movie, and I'm like, that movie was great. Okay. That's what's up. I like that movie. I like the soundtrack. Everything is fire about that movie. So now I'm like, everything. So I'm going to start with so I'm going to say the animation. I think the style of animation was excellent. I think the theme, it's in between an anime. It's, there's a sharpness to the characters where it's not, they do a little bit of everything. So it's anime style. They have the chibi style in there. There's a couple different things that they do. It's more of that, you could say I don't want to call it anime directly, but it's definitely like an Asian style art, right? So the animation was great. The storyline was excellent. The singing, the vocals were off the chain. The production value of the songs was excellent. And then you of course, like an old school Disney movie you're getting a moral, right? There's the moral of the story and that theme carries through. Exactly. And that carries through, and it's very evident. So the kids can learn something from it, right? So it's all of those things. But anyway, so I watched it. I enjoyed it. So the next thing I was like, babes, I told my wife, hey, you got to watch this movie. And now Livy's like, Mom, you got to watch this with me. So now she's watching it. So in our household, we've watched it a minimum of 3 times because each of us had to watch it with her. And then she's going to watch it again, right? Because that, this is one of the only movies that she can watch that's out there, and she's going to watch it again. So yeah, we're getting multiple watches, but it's not because one person is watching it over and over again. It's that households are now getting engaged. So anyway, you mentioned earlier the numbers around this film, and that is the most watched Netflix film, right? And it's crazy because I didn't realize that prior to like the movie that it beat out was Red Notice. I haven't seen Red Notice. Like, I didn't watch that movie.
Is this the Ryan Reynolds movie?
Yeah, with The Rock. I'm like,
with The Rock.
Yeah, I didn't watch that movie. I heard about it, but I didn't watch it. So like,
it's funny. It's funny, but it's not great.
Yeah, but it was the number one most watched film on Netflix until it was knocked out by K-pop Demon Hunters. That's surprising to me.
Both films say a lot about society.
Possibly. I wonder what was going on. It was 2021, I think. I'm curious. Well, I have to watch it now because I have to figure out how it aligns
society. I mean, global society, right? Like
because everybody watching Netflix.
Came out during COVID. Everybody's watching Netflix, and I can just tell you, having like foreign, like family that doesn't live here. Let's say that they love action movies. They love The Rock.
Oh yeah, I mean, right? We know that overseas,
and there's a limited amount of American action movies they're going to get to watch with that actor in it, right? It's not like here where you have like pick your poison, right? So everybody's going to watch it. Everybody. Like the number one film right now, Box Office Mojo, is a movie that no one's heard of. It's a Chinese movie that's made like $2 billion. It's called like Nazing or something like that.
No, Neja. It's a
or Neja.
It's also nobody. I won't say nobody here, but it's an animated film that the people in the anime community know about. It's huge. But yeah. Anyway, I was surprised because I hadn't seen Red Notice. Now I got to watch it. But anyway, yeah, K-pop is just killing. And I did talk to another dad about it over the weekend, and yeah, we had a moment. I mean, we might have sang a couple lyrics. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all good.
Just to be clear, you're not going to sing.
Not going to do that here.
Show.
Not going to do that here. No.
You do that in front of another man.
No. If you get down, watch it.
Girl's K-pop song with a man in your driveway. No.
You watch it, and then we'll sing it together.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
I'll do the hot harmony because you know about my falsetto. It's better.
Is it at earworm level? You can't get it out of your head?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just, and here's the thing, because Chris,
come out with it.
Yeah, well, Chris, we talked about this before, and about K-pop. Okay, so K-pop, they're very intelligent about
who's the K-pop
not
band
just intelligent. No, it's not a band. It's they wrote these songs.
Somebody had to sing it.
It's not a band though. They have vocalists.
Like who's the singing group that did? Who are the vocalists? They're like
it's not a group. It's not a group. It's they have individual vocalists for these tracks, but I don't know their names. I mean, I couldn't tell you. One of the
they always have like an American.
But anyway, no, they don't. They don't. But
no, here's the deal. All the biggest K-pop stars
they don't. Not
like Sherry.
Yeah, not these.
No last names.
Yeah, but Chris, what I was trying to say was that you mentioned this before about K-pop. That they're not just intelligent about their production, but they dive into the pop. Like they understand the formula.
They know pop music.
And what I'm trying to explain to you, and I want you to listen, why I want you to watch it and then listen, is the production value of the songs is very, very high. Like this isn't a joke. Like,
no,
that's why it's top 100, and they got probably multiple songs that will be on the top 100, and there will be awards for these songs because the songs, independent of the film, are excellent. So I want you to watch.
Just released an album.
I want you to listen.
They could have released 100%. An album and done very well.
Very well. That's why it's so great. That's why this thing is blowing up, is because it's not just the movie, but it's the music. And it's just basically did all the right things. So, hey, cheers to them.
Cheers to them.
I'm raising my glass.
It was kind of a long headline, but I think it deserved the conversation. But like the thing I love about K-pop, there are some things I don't like about it, but the things I do like about it, like one of them is they can just sing a pure pop song without being without infantilizing themselves, right? Like, I feel like an American pop song cannot come out today without a curse word in it. Just can't. Feels like it just can't. Kudos to Kalani for coming out with Folded. Love that song. Learned how to play it on piano day one. and it doesn't have any curse words in it. And so I can play it and show, basically display her incredible talent to my kids.
Yeah. A
right?
wide audience.
Like a wider audience.
Yeah.
I can and I think somewhere along the way we missed out on that to steal the attention, right? Like we're in this attention economy. And how do I get attention? I get attention with curse words. Tupac talked about that in the 90s, making another meal off these curse words, right? Like he's paying his rent off curse words, because if you don't cuss and if you don't say the N word, you don't get attention. But K-pop singers figured out how to get attention without having to go blue. And I do appreciate that. And I am definitely going to check this movie out. I've seen a lot of movies recently. It's just not that one. I watched Weapons, incredible. I watched a bunch of Criterion films lately. I've watched like 5 or 6 of those down in the theater at my house. Like I've been catching up on some films. The next one I'm going to watch is Scorsese's The Last Waltz. And so I'm really looking forward to that. I think PB, that is a documentary that Scorsese did about the band. Like that's their name, The Band. Do you remember them, PB?
I do.
Yeah, stop messing with your mute button. Just stay off mute. Just like let us hear your environment, PB. What's it's okay. We want to hear you laugh out loud. Be a part of what we're doing here, PB. Yeah? Whatever.
He's on mute.
he's on mute right now. The other, I'll let you know how it is, PB. Maybe you can watch it with me. But the other thing was the $256 million tax credit that the state of California gave to 22 television productions this week. Huge deal. Just because you say you're going to do a thing and you follow through, right? I think that's huge. And I think there has been this massive campaign, at least within the group of producers at the Producers Guild that I interact with every day. Like the whole thing is, how do we work together to bring production back to California? Because they are sensing that the whole California base of that industry is going away, right? States in debt, very expensive to shoot there, very expensive permitting process, long permitting process, right? Red tape. Like it's crowded. It's urban sprawl. It's all kinds of stuff. Of course, there are, like when you go inland California, you can shoot there without, that sprawl I was talking about. But the point is, no matter where you shoot in California, it's expensive and the permitting is slow and also expensive. And so productions have gone to Atlanta, they've gone to Vancouver, they've gone to London, and these places are starting to give incredible benefits for doing a movie there. Papa Bear, I think you told me about, what was it, Azerbaijan? Did I mispronounce that, guys?
Azerbaijan, yeah.
Azerbaijan, yeah. And what are they giving, PB? Like 40% cash rebate?
Cash rebate, yeah. 40%.
Yeah. Now, I don't know what the hell that place looks like. I have to Google Earth it. But if you can make it look like Oklahoma, great. Give me my 40, because what that does is it pays back your equity investors. So these are the investors, guys, that are not the bank, right? These are your equity investors. These are individuals or funds, right? This pays them back before you shoot, because it's a cash rebate. When it's a tax rebate or a grant, you have to sell that back into the marketplace. You usually take a little bit of a loss on the percentage. So if it's a 25% grant and you sell it, or tax rebate and you sell it, you probably got 21% back off your filming, your shooting budget. But a cash rebate is a check. It's money in your hand. The country is giving it to you, not the state, not the state. The country is giving it to you. So it's really hard to justify overspending in California when you might be able to make another place look like California. And so for that reason, guys, the tax credit is huge.
Yeah, no, just make a movie. Just make an action movie.
Well, these are all
focus on action movies.
These are all TV shows.
No, what I'm saying, I know what I'm saying is you can make an action movie in Azerbaijan, and you're golden, because you don't have to.
Perfect pronunciation.
Action. You could do it anywhere. That's the key. Like, you could do an action movie, you could do a horror movie anywhere. You don't have to make it look like anything. So just, go beat somebody up or cut somebody up and you're golden and get your 40%.
Yeah, most people would hear the name of that country and be scared anyway.
Just
and shout out to our fans there, by the way. Shout out to our fans. We love you. And thanks for all the support. So, PB, I had an epiphany. And I want to share it with you because your opinion will really matter on this epiphany based on your age. Now, I could make a lot of age-related jokes about you being around during the gold rush and all that stuff, but I'm not going to do it. Did I just do it? I'm not going to do it.
He's not.
I had an epiphany, guys. And just you, Dick, you're smart. You can jump in on this. It hit me that orgasms probably felt better in the early 20th century than today.
And why would that be?
Orgasms were much better at the turn of the 20th century than now. Just hit me like a ton of bricks. Because of the hardship, PB, right? Like, you had to walk miles to school in the snow to get to school, right? Like you had to climb up in
Hawaii,
and you had to fight a tiger and all of this stuff on your way to school. Whereas young Nicholas was driven in the back of his mom's limousine and then dropped off in the front door of the middle school to shame the other children. And
like, who's this Nicholas you're talking about?
Please. And then he was catered to the school, tennis racket in hand, and it was just easier than what you had, PB, right? That was school. And then I think about all the other hardships, right? Think about Oliver Twist. PB, you do a great Oliver Twist impression. Can you give it to us right now, please?
More porridge. Porridge, please. More porridge.
Exactly. You lived in a time where you had to ask for porridge on the streets, right?
I did.
We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that anymore. And so here's where it all connects. When you live a life of hardship, that moment of pleasure and ecstasy has to feel like standing next to God. But when you live in a world where pleasures come at you all the time, like your eyeballs are on fire with people on social media, completely undressed all the time, food abundantly available to you. I'm cleaning my kitchen this morning. There are breads everywhere, just an abundance of breads. And everyone in this house will say, we're off bread. No, you're not, bitch. You're eating a lot of bread. We got a lot of bread in the house for everybody in this house to be off bread, right? Slow your roll. So we just have all these luxuries. So that when we get the luxury of an orgasm, it's like, meh, okay, good. I'm satisfied even more now. Now I'm just extra satisfied.
So across the board, it's better. It was better then, and like nobody has a hardship now.
People who have hardships have better orgasms. So I imagine a person fresh out of jail, fresh out of prison.
It's hardship related. Okay.
Yeah, fresh out of jail is going to have a better time.
Imagine when you're,
a more important orgasm than the three of us would have right now. Not to say that we wouldn't enjoy it right now. I'm just saying I don't think we would enjoy it. Apparently.
Of the various ones he owned, his favorite was Dick.
Okay. So, Nick, thoughts on my epiphany?
Well, first off, I think it's hilarious that you all equate having a hardship to having
a hard what?
There's no.
You say a hard.
Of the various ones he owned,
exactly.
His favorite was Dick.
Yeah, so having a hardship leads to a better orgasm. So just let everybody know. Make sure you got a hardship first.
No y'all in there.
Exactly. Just,
make sure you got hard.
Make sure you got a hardship.
Make sure you have a hardship first before you have sex.
So that you may have a better orgasm. So,
hard. Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
So, anyway, hilarious. But I will say that makes sense. I mean, the idea of, basically all the pleasure centers of your brain are activated at all times because of your access to pleasure.
Yes, bro. 100,000%. This is what I'm saying.
So if all of those things are firing in your brain at the same time, and then you are able to reach this place of sexual pleasure, then it's just one more thing that lights up in your brain. As opposed to, if you were to take all of those other pleasure centers away, then yes, achieving orgasm would feel better because it stands above all other things. So yeah, I mean, I think your epiphany is sound. It makes sense. And now the question is, Chris, what should one do in order to achieve the, early 20th century orgasm? Should they turn off? Go to prison. Yeah. But how do you maybe the idea
honestly,
is to
go to Marie Kondo
media,
go to Marie Kondo and essentialism. Yeah, take some stuff away from yourself. Right?
Yeah.
What do we always get told when we were young in business, Nick? If you want to get more stuff done, turn off the TV.
Yeah, turn off the TV. Stop.
That's almost where all your time is going. Yeah,
right. Turn off the socials. Like basically everything that gives you, it's the sugar. That's how That's how I talk about all of this stuff, like social media, swiping, and all that stuff, scrolling, doom scrolling. It's all just sugar. So yeah, if you reduce the sugar, then it's not that you're putting your brain or your body in a place of deficit, right? Yeah. It's just you're normalizing again. So once you normalize, when you do actually get pleasure, it's going to feel a lot better. I hear you. I'm with you.
Shout out to Stevie P.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to you, sir. Mm-hmm. Shout out to my brother-in-law, Stevie P., who at a dinner party was once overhearing someone talk about their new diet book. And they said, "What do you think?" He goes, "If you want to lose weight, just eat less."
What was that?
He always... And that's just to bring it back to Asian, he's Laotian. He's like, there's that simple wisdom, man. It was like $1 billion of books sold on this stuff. Really simple. Mm-hmm. Eat less. Here's the problem. You can't do it. And the advice that you gave, yes, Nick, they can't take away the dessert. They can't take away the sugar. And if they could, they would, because they know what it's doing to them. And we're complicit. We're guilty of this at times too. I try not to be. I have certain tools that keep me from being complicit of this. But and one of them is just this very podcast in business, which is this keeps me so occupied that I really have to catch up with stuff, after the fact. But it doesn't mean I'm not getting dessert late at night, right? When I shouldn't be eating it. So I just think, look, I wonder what effect it's having on.
Back to the epiphany, are we?
Well, look, the epiphany is there's a silliness to it. I get it, but it's also like a real thing because you're seeing birth rates in the U.S., especially, go plummet. Like we're under 2 a woman now, and it's going to go to under 1 a woman. It's going to go to China levels in the next 10 years, right? And there's not even a law that you pay a fine if you have another child, like there was in China. So I just think that maybe that's part of it, is that we're just getting pleasure everywhere else. And because of that, we don't need the pleasure of each other as much anymore. And we certainly don't want the hardship of a child, even though it's really good for us. When I joked about you walking to school in the snow, I think the reason parents and grandparents tell those stories is because they know what character building activity that was. No, that's really at the heart. That's the underneath
2
part
miles
of that.
To school with my saxophone and my heavy ass backpack in tow. I had to do that every day. Some days I'm like, I want to do that. I'm going to drop my son off 2 miles from school and be like, walk it, bro.
Buffalo Soldier. Go for it.
Yeah, exactly. Dreadlock Rasta. And Chris,
right.
I gotta drop this on you real quick because you made me think about it with your epiphany. We can close out with this. I was thinking to myself, I was like, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Well, a woodchuck would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck got off social media.
Exactly. 100,000%. Can't do it. What does information consume? And we posted this on our social earlier this week. A lot of people hit me up about this one. Probably because it had a creepy AI girl smiling at the end. But also the words. It was, look, information feeds on attention. And attention comes from us. So the information is actually eating our time and eating.
Yeah, I don't even know that it's information. I think it's content. There's a difference. It's just content.
Well, I think you can slide content under the auspices of information. If in the internet age, which is the age we got to before the attention age,
it's not informing me.
The internet age is like basically where we moved into information being power. And so all these people who used information to get rich are now being ushered out slowly by the new age, which is people who use attention to get rich.
Yeah,
and then we'll move out of that into probably something that AI creates, but we don't know. Yeah, or something that's the opposite of AI, right? Like, so there'll be a pushback against that, maybe. Who knows? Anyway, Nick.
Yeah, man.
Drop us some audience polls, man.
It's rolling to some audience polls. I think audience poll time. And this one's a cool one. I like this one. It's a callback. We've had a lot of conversations about the cinematic universes, DC, Marvel. It remains a constant because they continue to put movies out. I mean, it's a thing. Like, they're not stopping. They did shows, they're doing movies, reboots, all this stuff. So I think it was apropos of us at the time, because we have Superman, we have Fantastic Four that are in the theaters recently released. So this poll, which is
Captain America.
I mean, that wasn't recent, but yeah, he's in the universe. What's your cinematic universe fatigue level? Okay, what is your fatigue level? And the levels provided for the poll were burnt out, I love all of them, I don't care, some are good, some are not. Okay, those are the 4 levels. So, of course, we always start with the top one. What was the top most rated fatigue level? Burnt out at 49%.
Wow, that's huge. Half the people.
You just got to call it half. Burnt out. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then we'll go to the next one, which is actually, it's a tie at 19% for I don't care, and some are good, some are not. Okay. So 19% each. And then the last one was I love all of them, which you could tell, like, we're already rolling negative sentiment deep on this thing. Yeah. The positive sentiment is basically, 13% plus half of that 19 where some are good, some are not. Let's just give it half of 20. 23% positive. Okay, that's significant. That's no joke. And you're talking about the majority are negative. And it's really interesting because the movies keep making a crap ton of money. Right? They don't necessarily do well like in a couple weeks after their debut, right? There's a huge drop off. They're like, oh my God, it dropped off 80%. But that 80% drop off is pretty significant, and they're making a lot of money. And people keep talking about this. Honestly, this poll is not surprising to us. We've heard this from our guests. We've heard this from our audience. We've heard this in our own conversations. It's like, I'm burnt out of them doing this. So why do we, because I'm in there, I went to see these cinematic universe movies. Why did I go back to watch this stuff if I'm burnt out? And I'm going to tell you my reason. Now, you, Chris, you might have thoughts, and PB, you might have thoughts. But my reason is I'm holding out hope. I just believe in my heart of hearts that they wouldn't do these comic people, right? Because remember, the comics are the core of all of this stuff, right? I'm like, you're not going to do these comic people dirty again and again and again, right? You're not going to do the audience dirty. Like, you can't continue to do that. I get if you have a dip, you make some mistakes, but you're going to get it right. And I want to be there when you get it right. I want to be in the theater.
Frederick and the dip.
Yeah, the dip. I want to be there when you get it right, and everybody in the theater cheers.
Yeah,
that's an amazing experience. I want to be part of that. So that's why I go back, because I don't know. I would have given some are good, some are not. I don't think I would have gone burnt out, because I'm willing to give them a second chance.
I think you're spot on. I think I relate that to people that watch football. American football, for all those soccer lovers out there. Yeah. So football's around the corner. It's about to start, and people will watch a game with two teams they don't follow, and the game will suck. It'll be like 10-6. And they don't just stop watching. They come back next week or the next day and watch the next game, because they hope that game will be better. So it turns out they like the format. They like the players. They like the product. And they're hoping that the story will be better this time around. And I think that's kind of what you said. I think that's what people do with Marvel films. Now what happens is obviously the bar, the barrier to watch a football game is so much lower than to go to a theater and watch a Marvel film. And this is where the danger is. I've often said our audience polls are just data, in that if a studio really wanted to get ahead of the game in terms of what to release and what the audience wants, just go to our YouTube page and you will see how the audience really feels about the thing that you're about to make. Here's the thing. It's going to show up in the box office. Right now, on the year, the top cinematic, sort of universe film is 6th in the box office, and that is Superman. And normally that would be number 1 with a bullet. It'd be easily the number 1 movie of the year globally. And honestly, Superman, which a lot of Americans domestically went and saw, if it didn't do so well domestically, it wouldn't even be at 6. Right? Like, it just really blew everybody out of the water. And people genuinely liked the movie, except for you, Nick. I know that you didn't like it. But most people, loved the movie. And it did renew that hope you're talking about, that they're hoping it will do well. Now, for me, I've always fallen into the I don't care camp, right? Or maybe the some are good, some are bad camp. Because even though I had some comic books growing up, and I read some. I even created one called the Special X that I drew. I never was more enthralled with the comic book world than I was sports and film, frankly. And so I don't rush out to go see them like a lot of people I know. I just hope that it's really good when I go see it, and I don't have all the Easter egg and connections that a lot of people have when they watch it. And so for people like me and those that are burnt out, you're starting to see it show up at the box office, right? Now, I know that these movies made $600 million, but the movies, the movies that weren't supposed to make a lot of money are now making a lot of money. So that the 10th or 11th best movie of the year is Sinners. That was a February or March release. Those movies released in those months don't make what Sinners made. Period. People are hungry for a different story. They're hungry for a different world. Weapons, even their own studio thought that movie was going to cap out at 35 million. It's just blazed past that. It's not even. It's reached new heights. One, the movie's great, right? Universal acclaim, 81 on Metacritic. But on top of that, it's an affront to these cinematic universe films. No more of this. Stop pulling my chain. Those who are going still have hope, or maybe I still have hope and watched it. But now I'm also going to. I'm watching it, but I'm a little burnt out, and now I'm going to give something else a shot. And the winners from that have been basically horror, and I think, and I think some just alternative story movies that have come out that have done surprisingly well at the box office. weapons and centers jump out, but there's more than that too. So anyway, I agree. And then, and some there. I don't know if you have any
awesome. PB, anything on that?
No, not really.
I think we said everything that needs to be said, right? It's like
we said it.
Yeah.
Keep voting on the polls. We read them on the episode. Yeah. We'd like to discuss the way you guys feel. So keep it up. Appreciate everyone who votes on our channel at the Make It Podcast on YouTube and the audience polls. Yeah. Nick, can we dive headlong into the latest and greatest?
Headlong, hardship. So the latest and greatest. The latest and greatest. This one, this is a great segue. Like this guy with these buttons. So anyway, we have the film that, again, segue from the poll into latest and greatest is that this is about Fantastic Four. Okay, I did not like Superman. I said that already. I'm not going to go into that. I know there's some, some of our own people a little salty with me about that, but that's a little salty. It's my opinion. It's mine. I'm not pushing that on anybody else. No, but I enjoy it.
It's okay. You do have a massive audience on this podcast that you're
not pushing. Just letting them know how I feel.
Okay. You're explaining it. You're spreading it across them. You're spreading
I am. I'm like seed. So Fantastic Four, I enjoyed it. Okay. There are things that I did not enjoy about Fantastic Four, but I think the things that I didn't enjoy are because of my comic ignorance. Okay. There's things that I just don't know about the powers of certain individuals.
Now we're talking.
All that stuff.
We're talking.
So I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
This is how I feel all the time. Welcome to my life.
Yeah. So I don't want to go there and be like, well, that shouldn't have happened, or why is that person that way, or how is that possible? I don't know enough about the story, about their backstories in the comics to comment. But I think it kept everyone engaged, right? I went to the theater. Everyone was engaged. There was a lot of character development. So we got to learn a lot about the different characters and you got to see them in different ways. And I think they didn't overdo the number of characters, right? Especially the number of villains, which some films do, like Superman. And so I think it was enjoyable. And again, I watched it with my son, just like I did Superman. And when we left the film,
he's like your road dog. He's
my film road dog, dude, 100%. And I love it. And what was great about it is that at the end of that movie, I think people were trying to do the whole clap it out, standing ovation type thing, right? Like,
really?
He got a clap.
This is a standing O movie?
Like, not a standing O, like, it wasn't like big, but you heard that person, that person starts that clap, and then everybody was like, oh, okay, it's worth it. Let me go ahead and hit that clap too. It wasn't like 10 people started clapping, right? But it was clap worthy. So it was good. I enjoyed it. So it made me reflect on the other Fantastic Four film.
Think about how mimetic people are. One person starts to clap.
You got it. Yeah.
Almost if you definitely going to trigger another person to clap, whether they wanted to or not.
Yeah, but if you feel it a little bit, you're willing to go along with it if like it was close enough. If it's not close enough, you'd be like, man, why are you clapping, bro?
Well, what about the wave when you're at a stadium?
Oh yeah, well that's huge. You gotta do it.
Sometimes I am that asshole though. Sometimes I'm not doing it.
No, it's just fun, bro. Like it's not, but you're not celebrating anything with the wave. You're just
I'm saying.
Nah, you can't.
Or like I'll be in a place with Sal, and they'll be like, "All rise," and we'll look at each other, and we know we're not rising.
Come on, man. They said all. They didn't say all except for the Barclays. Come on, bro. Like,
all rise. We'll look at each other like.
Nah,
we're not stand up. We're not putting our knees through this.
No. Anyway, so there's multiple Fantastic Four movies over time, right, throughout the generations, and I'm going to talk about 4 on the Fantastic Four, and then I'll talk about the 5th. So there was a Fantastic Four movie in 2005 that starred Michael Chiklis.
That one I saw.
Yeah, and then you had 2007, which is Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. Then you had Fantastic Four, which is the reboot of the 2005 one, and that one starred Michael B. Jordan. Yeah. And then you're here with the 2025 one, which is Fantastic Four: First Steps. So what you'll notice is that when the title is the same, it's a reboot, right? So 2005 and 2015, those films were called Fantastic Four. 2007 and 2025, you had Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, and Fantastic Four, First Steps. So trying to give you the idea that these are standalone, not meant to necessarily directly reboot. But I will say that First Steps does reboot because you've got new actors in the film. Now, if I were to rank them, and I've actually checked this ranking against other like Screen Rant and other folks have rankings as well. I think we kind of all agree. Right now, the 2025 Fantastic Four gets top billing. They get the top rating. Right now, I think it's just all around. It's the best one. Okay.
Yeah.
The second one would be 2005's Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Followed by 2007's Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. And then the one that's at the bottom, and it's because it just got raked through the coals by everybody, was the reboot of Fantastic Four. Again, unfortunately, starring Michael B. Jordan at the time, in 2015. That one's at the bottom. That's the worst one.
I watched that one as well. I did not enjoy it.
Yeah, and the same thing. I watched that with my road dog, Noah, and he was like, Dad, what is this? Like, this is not good. And he watched them in order as well. So he was like, yeah, this, like, no. He was waiting for the reboot. He's like, we got to reboot the reboot because this was garbage. And I think that's why he was looking forward to watching the one that just came out. Yeah. Now, I want to remind everybody that may not know or, may not care to know that there was actually a Fantastic Four movie in 1994. And that one I haven't seen, so I don't want to judge it.
Who's in it?
Because I haven't seen it. Now, I got to look that up. I got to look that up for you. Because that one is...
Who's in Fantastic Four 1994?
We've got... Oh, look at that. Alex Hyde White is Dr. Reed Richards. Rebecca Staub is Susan Storm. Michael Bailey Smith as Ben Grimm. And Jay Underwood as Johnny Storm. Names that don't ring a bell for most of the state.
Character actors. These are character actors. They are in a lot of different stuff, and they do a good job. But this is one of those times where the character actor gets a chance to be a lead, right? Like sometimes that works out, and then sometimes
it doesn't. And one would say that maybe it didn't quite work out for them. Yeah. IMDb rating 3.8 out of 10 with 8.6 thousand ratings. Yeah. So that would actually come in, I believe, below the 2015 Fantastic Four film.
Now, see,
they at least got like a 5.1.
We have a film called All Light Will End that has a 3.8 on IMDb. Generally disliked, right? But we had a budget of $250 not 250 million. My guess is that Fantastic Four 94 had a lot more money. So that's why I say 3.8. With that much paper, it's got to be trashed.
What's hilarious is that as you watch it, I'm watching the trailer as it's playing next to me. I'm like, well, maybe they had 250K.
That's where audiences bought into like the universes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's before they bought in completely. Maybe they did have 250.
Yeah, but it's good though. I mean, I like it. For 1994, I'm looking at the stuff like the costumes and stuff that they got going on. Like I'm looking at some of these costumes. I'm like, yeah, you could buy that exact costume in the costume store. Like that's what that looks like. Like legit. Like,
by the way,
I don't want to call it cheap because it was 1994. They spent some money, but yeah,
you talking about Power
I think it's worth a watch.
Power Rangers level.
There you go.
Power Rangers level suits.
Yes, 100% Power Ranger suits is what.
Glorified.
Remember, Power Rangers was in the streets, bro.
Halloween outfits. Glorified Halloween outfits is what.
Yes, and the weapons that they had on Power Rangers was the same thing. Literally designed to sell as toys because it looked like toys on the show.
They were toys.
Genius, bro.
Genius.
But there was an homage to the cast of the 1994 Fantastic Four in this latest 2025.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They gave them a cameo.
All four of those actors?
Yeah. They were part of a montage of people shouting, "Thank you, Fantastic Four."
Okay.
At the beginning of the film, they had a montage.
They did not forget about them. So,
do you know what the best character actor blow up is? I mean, people are going to say Philip Seymour Hoffman, of course, but like outside of the obvious ones, like Philip Seymour Hoffman, the one that nobody, I mean, they're talking about it, but they don't talk about it like he was a character actor first. John Hamm. Like John Hamm, his career trajectory, it has to rival George Clooney, right? Has to rival Clooney, right? Because Clooney was a character actor, and then he had another character actor piece on a TV show at like 37. What was it, ER? I don't remember.
ER, yep.
And now he's considered an A-lister and one of the best leading men in movie history. And I think John Hamm is on that same trajectory. And he was an unknown guy on a show on AMC called Mad Men. And at the time, AMC as a channel was a dice roll, right? I mean, shout out to John Hamm. I mean, again, this is one of those things,
roles, right?
Yeah. Well, this makes, this makes some people really frustrated, right? It's because you'll hear someone say, well, cream always rises. And then if you don't rise, you'll get the sense that you're not the cream. When that may not be the case, it just may be that you never walked into the kitchen. Right?
There's a lot going on here, bro.
So you know what I mean? So how can the cream rise?
And cream can walk into the kitchen. Cream ain't got no legs, man.
Cream ain't, what, I sound like Dr. Phil right there?
I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
You're right. I sound like Dr. Phil. Yep. Your problem is you trying to buy a fish tank, you ain't got no fish.
You the cream. You probably made it in the kitchen. How you gonna rise?
Yes, exactly. You trying to be the cream that rises? You're in the kitchen. That's your problem. Shout out to Dr. Phil and his silly logic.
Yeah, love it.
That's great. PB, you actually went to school for this, and so I'm sure you listen to Dr. Phil and want to kill yourself. But psychology, that is. Whatever. But he's smart because he makes it bite-sized for the audience for TV. He knows what he's doing, man. He's good. Anyway,
he simplifies it. Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, real quick, I just
thank you for the latest and greatest.
This is very.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. Just one little note that's related to that is just that a personal note, right? Again, I'm not putting anything on anybody else, but I'm personally tired of seeing Pedro Pascal.
Okay, so you have Pedro Pascal burnout.
Yeah, fatigue in your eyes.
Yeah, I got fatigue because he's in all the things, and it's like, here's why I'm having the fatigue. I'm explaining.
He's very well liked. In industry.
Yeah, I think he's having some challenges now, but here's why. The reason is
people won't let you.
He doesn't sit in one lane long enough for you to appreciate him as that character.
Okay.
Right? He keeps jumping around. So he's the Mandalorian, and now he's,
Last of Us,
Reed Richards or whatever, and then he's Last of Us, and then he's other.
Last of Us. He's great in The Last of Us.
Yeah, but he's all these things. So it becomes him. It becomes Pedro Pascal. Mm-hmm. It's not the Mandalorian, right? Like no one sits in a lane. Like Sean Connery was Bond.
Yeah.
He was just Bond, man. Like that was the character. And then kind of when Bond ended, then he, it was like more, he could get in other things. Like he did, The Rock and other things where you're like excited to see him again, right? Like here he is again in a new story. But Pedro Pascal, it's every time I turn around, like every film season, it's Pedro Pascal. So I continue to see Pedro Pascal. I don't see the character that he's supposed to play. And
him,
Sully's, it's like The Rock. After a while, it's like, bro, it's just The Rock in another movie. You're not embodying the character. You're just Rock, right? And I'm like,
you're the Rock.
So like, take a break. do something else.
He's about to release a film where he's Dwayne Johnson, and I'm excited to see that because I'm like you. I'm tired of seeing The Rock.
Yeah, well, even his latest
The Rock
film,
driving a truck, The Rock in a video game, The Rock.
Yeah, exactly.
This movie's coming up. I can't remember the name of it. It's going to be cool, but he's going to be.
Well, the latest movie, he's not The Rock. The latest movie he's in, where he's a wrestler, he's a different person altogether. But his physicality, his body, like everything, lends itself well. And I'm hoping that the drama of this film allows him to fall into the background. I hope that he's able to embody the character. Yes, the character and character and the story. And I hope that even the dialect, I hope that he's able to just embody that character. Yeah, and stop it. Yes, I said embody. It has nothing to do with his body.
But
yeah, I just
be distracted by his body.
He's too swole, bro. I will say that. Like, what was the movie he did with Marky Mark? That's where he took all them steroids.
Yeah,
he's not gotten smaller.
That was funny.
Yeah, it was a good movie. That was an excellent movie. Yeah. Everything else has been about just how big and swole he is ever since then. But anyway, that was my take, real quick hot take on Pedro Pascal. Honestly, I just want him to take a sabbatical. Just go off.
Yeah, he's like Baker Mayfield, the quarterback for the Bucks right now. When he signed with the Browns as a rookie, he took every commercial, and people are like, "Bro, you haven't even played on the field yet. Like you haven't achieved anything. Why are you taking all the commercial contracts?" And he struggled because he did too many things at once. Right, that whole thing on focus. And
I just want somebody else, man.
And then he pulled back, and now he's balling out in Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
it's all
pull back, Pedro.
He's doing one commercial. He's got one, and he's playing football. Pedro, pull back, and
make a sign about it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I got no problems with him. He's great in Last of Us. Go watch him in that, and then just don't watch him in anything else. Kind of, maybe. I don't know if that's good advice either. But yeah, possible. I think. Yes, I think Josh Brolin in Weapons would have been a normal Pedro Pascal role, and the casting director and the director and the producers were smart to put Brolin in it instead, because that would have been Pedro Pascal could have normally played.
No, hey Chris, I got some inside baseball.
Okay.
Pedro Pascal was supposed to be in that movie. He was supposed to be in that role.
I'm telling you, it is a role that you can see him in 100,000%.
Yeah, he was supposed to be in it, and there was some sort of disagreement, and they couldn't, deal with. They couldn't resolve it, so he was dropped from the film.
You can see Pedro Pascal in Josh Brolin's.
Yeah,
in Josh Brolin's performance. So, but shout out to Josh Brolin because he was great in the movie. And yes,
that's what he does.
Can you pay my bills, Nick?
You gotta pay some automobiles, bro. Gotta pay
my telephone bills. We gotta pay our bills.
We do. Let's do it.
Hey guys, Chris here. If you've ever been lost abroad or badly needed an internet connection with no Wi-Fi spot in sight, you'll understand what a difference a local SIM card can make. An eSIM provides an internet connection wherever you travel and saves you money, tons of money, on roaming fees. So enter our esteemed sponsor this week, Saily, a new eSIM service app brought to you by the creators of NordVPN. You can choose from several affordable eSIM plans in over 190 countries and 8 regions. With a Saily eSIM, you'll always have a connection when needed. Just download the app, select a country, region, or plan, and install the eSIM. It's that simple. For our discerning Make It listeners, and only our discerning Make It listeners, you guys can get an exclusive 15% discount on Saily eSIM data plans. It's again very easy. Just download the Saily app on your phone. Use the code MAKEIT at checkout for 15% off. You're going to download the Saily app on your phone, okay? You're going to pick a country. You're going to pick a region. You're going to pick a plan, whichever one you want, okay? Then you're going to install the eSIM. It's that easy. I did it myself. I did it under 5 minutes. It's great, and they work like magic. Again, go download the app, and at checkout, enter the code MAKEIT for 15% off today. Hey everybody, Chris here, and today's episode is brought to you by Insta360, the trailblazing camera brand renowned for its innovative 360 in action cameras. Their brand new pocket-sized marble, the Go Ultra, just dropped this week, and it's set to revolutionize the way creators capture on-the-go moments. Compact like an Oreo and weighing just 53 grams, this little powerhouse is not just designed to fit in your pocket, it's crafted to deliver stunning, super smooth 4K footage at 60 frames per second. With its ingenious built-in magnet mounting system, effortlessly, you clip the Go Ultra on your clothing or hat for immersive POV shots while running, cycling, or enjoying precious moments with your friends and family, or just creeping on that old girlfriend. No, I'm just kidding. Not that part. Don't do that part. That's not good. Plus, attach it to any magnetic surface, from street signs to bike frames, to seize unique angles in a flash. Thanks to its upgraded 1/1.28 sensor, the camera captures breathtaking images day and night. And don't worry about the elements. The standalone camera boasts an IPX8 waterproof rating, allowing you, and this is amazing, to dive up to 33 feet deep with this little camera. The cutting-edge stacked polymer battery promises a long-lasting performance and rapid charging, offering 70 minutes of runtime on its own and up to 200 minutes with the action pods. This is like a separate accessory. You put it in there. It's kind of cool. It makes it feel like a click and shoot. And that action pod will give you 200 minutes of shooting. Need a quick boost? A mere 12 minutes charge gets you from 0 to 80%. So this is a fast charging camera. So in 12 minutes, you can go from 0% to 80% and back to shooting. So it's perfect for doing these shoots where it might be, a longer shoot, your battery dies. Hey, you're up, back and running again in just 12, 15 minutes. Go grab yourself a cup of coffee and you're good to go. Use the action pod to remotely control your camera. So this is that accessory I was talking about a minute ago, that action pod that the camera sits in. You can use it as a remote control, so you can post this camera up somewhere else and start filming remotely. It unlocks endless creative possibilities, right? Check this out. Did you lose your camera? It's tiny. It's the size of an Oreo. No problem. You can track it using Apple's Find My. That's pretty cool. And here's a special treat for all of our esteemed viewers and listeners. With your purchase of the Insta360 Go Ultra, you can snag a free set of sticky tabs, perfect for mounting your camera to everything from winter jackets to backpacks. Here's what you need to do. Visit Insta360.com and enter the promo code MAKEIT, M-A-K-E-I-T, make it. And that is good for the first 30 purchases only. All right. So visit Insta360, get your free set of sticky tabs by entering the promo code MAKEIT at checkout for the first 30 purchases only. And now back to the show.
And we're back to the show. And none too soon, because I think producer Papa Bear has 8 things we should know on deck. I said deck.
Deck?
Yes, he did.
On deck.
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not on our ships.
I just want to be clear. I don't want us to have any, yes, like you said, hard ships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, PB.
Well,
lay your hardships on us.
I have things we should know on the billboard.
So for people listening, Papa Bear has an Easter egg behind him. He has a virtual screen that is the Billboard logo, so Billboard 100 logo. And for those watching, you kind of see it already. Anyway, go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, so you got it.
Yeah. Nick had mentioned Billboard earlier. So the Billboard Hot 100 chart.
So hot.
It's so hot.
It's right now.
Y'all are weird.
It's been around for 67 years.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Okay. Didn't know that. That's a thing I should know.
Yeah, let's write that down.
So what has happened to it this week that has never happened before?
It went bankrupt because now kids check the charts on Spotify and Apple Music, and they never, ever, ever go to Billboard.com. Nick, what is your guess?
My guess is K-pop Demon Hunters.
K-pop Demon Hunters is number one.
The Huntrix. It is a it's not that it's
K-pop Demon Hunters. The Hunt for Red October. That's
right. But listen, Huntrix and the tracks they got on Billboard 100 wouldn't be the first
Demon
time.
Hunters. Putin's going
wouldn't be the first time that a musical hit the top 100. Sure, because of Frozen.
Exactly.
Because of what?
Frozen. PB.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Was definitely on the top 100.
What's her name? Idina
Menzel.
Shout out to Idina Menzel.
So it's not the top. Yeah, right. So it's not a musical because also Hamilton was probably on there at some point.
You know what makes me mad about that play? Outside of the fact that the way they rap, everybody's like people watch it like, oh my God, you have to hear the rapping. And it's like, oh no, it's not that great. You know the thing? They lionize Hamilton. Hamilton was a shithead. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I think that was part of it, though. That was part of the story. But anyway, okay. So I was thinking K-pop Demon Hunters. Now, it is potentially the first. I actually don't even know because you have Hamilton, you've got Let It Go that probably make it to the top 100. So what specific?
What about La La Land?
The K-pop
I don't know.
one? I don't know. Maybe it's the first Netflix song, right, that made it to the Billboard Top 100.
Non-Disney. Maybe first non-Disney.
Right. It's non-Disney musical. But again, musical was also Hamilton, which is also non-Disney. But I'm just thinking it's Netflix's, right, whatever is in the Netflix world, this is the first time it's been on the top 100.
Yeah. That's never happened before.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Okay, PB.
I'm not sure if that's what PB's got, but
I have a follow-up question for you, but give us the answer. I want to.
Hey, wait. That might not even be the question he's asking. He hasn't asked his question yet. So
he didn't.
No, I did.
Okay, all right. That was it.
Nick's caught up on what's on deck. He's not here.
Yeah, right.
It's happened to it this week that has never happened before.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of.
You're saying that first Netflix song made it on the chart?
Yep, on the top 100.
On the top 100. Okay.
So number one, he's popular. He's saying it's number one. It's not top 10 or. He's saying
it's top 100. I know it's in top 100.
You're not saying that,
but I don't know where it is. No, I don't know where it is on the chart.
That's a non-answer. It's called the Hot 100.
No, it's a Netflix film that made it to the top 100. That's my answer.
Oh, you're saying a film.
Netflix film. The song from a Netflix film made it to the Billboard Top 100. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, that's Nick's guess. My guess is Bankruptcy. And I do want you to tell me, PB, if you can research quickly that, how is Billboard surviving? So, it's a great money.
That's not a quick research.
Is it a fund? How is it? Ask Grok or something. Ask Manus.
All right, PB, what you got?
So, the first part, a movie soundtrack has had 4 songs in the top 10 at the same time.
Okay.
And what is that movie?
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Correct.
We got we got Golden.
What would you say the 4 songs are?
Wait, Golden.
Yes.
Idol. Free.
It's actually Your Idol.
Yeah, Your Idol. Free.
Mm-hmm. No.
What? Okay.
What?
So Soda Pop.
Yes.
Golden.
You got 3 of them.
Your Idol.
Golden, Your Idol.
Soda Pop.
Tick tock, tick tock.
Wait. Takedown.
No.
You know it was going to be no when he said that. When he did that face, I knew it was a no. Seriously, Takedown? Okay, I don't know what's the
fact that you know the name of these songs is making me mad.
Yeah,
I know, bro. I told you earlier. I listen to these.
He knows his K-pop.
Okay, what's the fourth one?
The fourth one is How It's Done.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's tight. It's
How it's
The interesting thing-
takedown's not there. Wow.
The interesting thing is that you got them in the right order that they are.
Oh, 100%.
Golden is number 1.
One. Yep.
Your Idol is number 4.
Yep. That's the
Soda
second one.
Pop is number
Soda Pop.
5.
Mhm.
And How It's Done is number 10.
Yeah. Chris, I'm gonna tell you, Chris, it's like this.
Can't wait to
Soda
watch
Pop-
this and listen.
Hey,
Can't wait to
bro.
listen to it.
When Soda Pop hits, your shoulders are gonna move. Like you
Okay.
don't have
Yeah.
a choice.
Okay.
You don't.
Yeah.
Bankhead
It's gonna happen.
bouncing.
Yeah, you're
Bankhead
gonna be,
bouncing out. Yeah.
you're gonna be, and you're gonna be mad at yourself a little bit,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
you're just gonna go with it. And
I'm gonna be the old man in the club where I just move.
no, man,
Right?
everybody, no, man.
I'm gonna be Fat Joe. I'm gonna lean back.
Yeah, you lean. Lean. You're gonna be inventing songs to do. I mean, dances to do.
All right, man.
So yeah, there you go.
I feel like you're
That's
doing,
awesome.
you're doing
Wait a
that thing
minute.
where you build it up
Wait.
so big where it can't be good. I don't like that, but I'm
A
gonna.
little extra thing to know.
There we
Okay.
go.
It's
What we
not
got,
the
PB?
first time that 4 songs from a movie soundtrack has made it to the top 10.
Okay.
Just not at the same time. Do you have any idea what that film is?
That's interesting.
Rent.
Um,
It's not Rent.
Grease. I'll go Grease.
The Billboard? Nah, I don't want to go Grease.
I'll give you a year.
Sound of Music.
Go for it. No.
1995 to 96. It actually had 5 songs.
Oh wow, 1995, 96. Save the Last Dance.
No.
Dang, it's not a Disney movie because Disney only does like there's a one.
What's the Michelle Pfeiffer movie with Coolio? Gangster's Paradise.
Dangerous Minds.
Dangerous Minds.
There was only one song of Dangerous Minds.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I don't know, BB. This one's tough for me because I'm like, what is it?
1995, 96.
Waiting to Exhale. Waiting to Exhale.
Chris.
No.
Mad at us. I'm mad at us. We should
Now,
have known
why
that.
would it be Waiting to Excel instead of the Whitney Houston, the Bodyguard? Why wouldn't it be the Bodyguard?
Because the Bodyguard had one track. Like it was
lots
one
of songs.
track.
Lots of songs.
No. The one
It
track
just had one massive track.
That's
I will always
that's
love
what I'm
you.
saying. It was the one track that like everybody remembers.
What about
But
Soul
at that
Food?
time, well, I would have potentially given Soul Food because Soul Food had Mama, right?
Song for Mama.
Yeah, but hey, okay. What were the songs? Do you have the songs too? Because
Hey, Shoop on Waiting to Excel,
I think
Is
that's
it?
I'm Waiting to Exhale.
right?
I do not. But
Oh, I'm gonna look it up because that.
and then it's Love Should Have Brought You Home, Tony Braxton, right? On Waiting to Excel. Maybe.
Yeah, I got
maybe
it.
I'm wrong about that. There was a Mary J. Blige song on Waiting to Excel that was really popular. There were 2 Whitney songs. There were 2 Whitney songs for sure. I feel like on Waiting Shoot and one other that were It's Not Right, But It's Okay. Yeah, It's Not Right, But It's Okay. And Shoot were definitely 2 of them, right, PB?
Oh well,
Waiting to Excel.
yeah, I gotta.
so I don't have the list. But
Damn it.
Well, I gotta
Waiting to
tell.
Look up the soundtrack real quick.
No. But bro, Chris, you're not off. You're not far off. Okay.
Okay.
So Waiting to Exhale had Exhale, which is Shoop.
Yeah.
Okay. That was number 1 for 1 week. Tony Braxton, Let It Flow.
Let It Flow, not Love Should Have Brought You Home.
Okay.
Let It Flow.
Listed on the chart as B-side of You're Making Me High. Mary J. Blige, Not Gonna Cry.
Not Gonna Cry. That's the Mary J. Blige
Yeah.
song, of course.
That's the one you were thinking. Yep.
Yeah.
Randy, freaking Sitting Up in My Room.
Sitting
I
Up
didn't
in My
know it
Room was
that,
on
bro.
Waiting to Excel. It came way before that.
Exactly. It was on. I didn't know that. And it got number 2. And then Whitney Houston and CeCe Winans, Count on Me. Track. That's a track, bro. Now, this is what I was going to tell you, Chris. You're not far off because The Bodyguard, 3.
Okay.
I Will Always Love You, number 1, 14 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm
they-
Every Woman.
I'm
Number
Every
4.
Woman, of course.
Yep. And I Have Nothing was also at number
I Have Nothing was a
That-
huge hit.
But were they on there at the same time?
No, this is Billboard 200 peak, and they had number one. They were at 20 weeks beginning December 1992. What's it, 1922?
Man, what an era.
Wait, Chris, but I want to throw this back at you because you mentioned Grease.
False.
Okay. I'm going to throw it back at you mentioned Grease. Okay, check it. The Hot 100 Top 10s, Frankie Valli, Grease was number one for 2 weeks.
Oh, shit.
John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, You're the One That I Want.
Yep.
Number one for 1 week. Olivia Newton-John, Hopelessly Devoted to You, number 3. And John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John, and Grease cast, Summer Nights, number 5. So they got 4, again, probably not all at the same time, but they got 4 tracks on the Billboard top.
I was close a lot of times there, PB.
The runner-up to Demon Hunters, K-pop Demon Hunters, had 3 songs on at the same time. They were actually in the top 5 at the same time. You have to go back to 1978 to Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Travolta again, strikes again.
Yeah.
Well, and it's the Bee Gees. Bee Gees took 3 of those.
Yeah, the Bee Gees.
Bee Gees took 3 of those. You got, Saturday Night. You got Night Fever, Staying Alive, and How Deep Is Your Love. And then Yvonne Elliman, If I Can't Have You, is the 4th one in the top 100s. But I got to give it to
like the Bee Gees.
There's a lot of these tracks, man. Purple Rain, bro,
came out in 2021. People might have missed it because of COVID. Go watch the Bee Gees documentary that came out in 2021. Sorry, go ahead. Purple Rain.
Yeah, I just got to mention Purple Rain because When Doves Cry, number 1 for 5 weeks. Yep. Let's Go Crazy, number 1 for 2 weeks. Purple Rain, number 2. I Would Die for You, number 8. And I just got to mention that When Doves Cry is a cross-cutting hit. It's just one of those songs that if anybody hears it of a certain age, doesn't matter where you came from, you remember and you love that song. And it's hilarious because that song was mentioned in the show Fuller House. I'm like, of all shows, for them to talk about When Doves Cry, when they mentioned it on Fuller House, I was like, yep, see, there you go. Like that proves my point. Like,
now this is Fuller House, not Full House.
Everybody. Correct. Fuller House. The same cast as Full House, but the new version, they mentioned When Doves Cry. I was like, see, there you go. That proves it.
And I will say this, Full House and Fuller House were always highly musical shows. Like they focused on music a lot. There were musicians in that.
A lot of talent.
Shout out to them for coming out, being authentic. I think I heard the commentator Ross Tucker say that Taylor Swift is a better songwriter than Prince. And I just have to say, pure sacrilege. Anyway, Papa Bear, that is, in fact, a theme.
A lot of things.
That was many things we should know. I wrote them all down. Golden number 1, Your Idol number 4, Soda Pop number 5, and How It's Done number 10, all from the same movie at the same time on the Billboard Hot 100 Top 10. That is a thing we should know from the movie K-pop Demon Hunters. Billboard, please take no offense at the shit I said earlier. I just don't know how you're doing it. And if you could tell us how you're doing it, great. But I've loved your charts since I was a child. So there you go. You have a good product. I just don't know how you're doing it anymore. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think, like you said, I don't know if there's any other way to follow up. I mean, when you learn so much from someone, it's definitely appreciated. And you're trying to think about like, how do I use it? Chris always says, like, you go into a bar and you're meeting someone for the first time and you drop some knowledge on them. It's a great way to use that things you should know. But another way to use things we should know, I would always say, is that if you could use it in a culture check, that's a great way to use it,
Yes.
Now, look.
Yes.
Now, this week's culture check has
now it's culturally. Now you can be culturally inappropriate along with your knowledge.
Exactly.
Well,
and this week's culture check has nothing to do with what we've learned. Right, nothing to do with what we just learned, but it has to do with Snoop D-O-double-G.
Yep.
Okay. And I had to do this, right? So I'm probably going to do, I'm going to do probably a couple different searches, but I just did like
Neptunes for
Dog, LGBT. I just did that real quick. And first one, Snoop Dogg slams LGBTQ plus representation in kids' movies. Snoop Dogg exposed as homophobic after lamenting about LGBTQ plus representation in movies. Snoop Dogg slams LGBTQ storylines in kids' films. Like, you kind of go down the list of headlines here, and it's basically like all about him just hating on LGBTQ stories. Or that's what they're saying in the headlines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna read this.
Actually,
it's all good. I'm gonna read. What does he say? He said, what you see is what you see, and they're putting it everywhere. Snoop explained that he took his grandson to see the 2022. This is recent. I'm like, where did he go to see this movie? This movie came out a long time ago. Anyway, the 2022 Disney animated film Lightyear, and was surprised that one of the characters has two moms. He's like, they're like, she had a baby with another woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie is like, Papa Snoop, how'd she have a baby with a woman? She's a woman. And Snoop said that his grandson, who was confused by the same-sex couple, asked him, they just said she had a baby. They're both women. How did she have a baby? So Snoop was like, it's like, me. I'm like scared to go to the movies. Yeah. Y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for.
Yeah.
That's the problem Snoop is having. Yes. Snoop didn't necessarily say that he had a problem with LGBTQ plus IA representation. He said he had a problem with going to a movie where he had to answer questions to his grandson that he did not have an answer for. I mean, I saw this stuff earlier. He was like, man, I just came to see, in his words, I just came to watch a movie. Mm-hmm. That's what he came to see. He didn't come here to have a conversation or educate or do anything. He does not have the answers for his grandson. So what he's saying is that
he put it on himself.
But exactly. And he was taken by surprise. I think that's his issue. He was taken by surprise.
Yeah.
That he would have to have this conversation. And I feel bad for him because this movie came out in 2022, bro. Everybody knows about this. Where were you at? He was doing some fun stuff that, I wasn't doing. So I'm not going to be mad at him. He was hanging out with Martha Stewart, doing her thing. So I get it. But that was his issue. And I hear it all the time from friends, family, where it's the same sentiment that it's not that they're worried about the representation. They're worried about being caught off guard by the representation and then having to have a conversation that they're not prepared to have or that they don't want to have at that given time, right? So if you got a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, an 8-year-old, you might not want to get into that, right? That conversation. Maybe if you got a 10-year-old, 9-year-old, who knows? At what point you're ready to have that conversation. But that's what he was saying. And I think it's very interesting. And back to what Chris said earlier about not just sensationalism, but the idea of finding the negative. You got to put the N-word in everything. If you ain't put the N-word in there, then you're not going to get paid. So if you're not going to put in there that Snoop Dogg slams LGBTQ or that he hates LGBTQ, then it's not going to sell. We're not going to read that headline. If you said Snoop Dogg unprepared to have a conversation about same-sex relationships, maybe nobody cares. So I think the culture check here is two things. One, should there be some sort of disclaimer, right? Maybe you put that little rainbow flag on something, rating PG, rainbow flag, letting people know that you might have to have a conversation. The other part of the culture check is, should Snoop and people of his age be prepared to have the conversation?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a great culture check, and
I don't think, first of all, intent is so important, right? Like it's the difference between degrees in murder and theft and assault, et cetera, for a reason. And there was no malice there from Snoop. It was, genuinely being put in a situation he wasn't prepared for and didn't have sort of a prepared speech. When we were kids, what would come up is your mom would whisper to your dad, "Do you take the time to have the conversation with Nick or with Chris?" And that conversation is the birds and the bees, where dad has to have this really uncomfortable, conversation with you about how people are made. Right? Now imagine having to prepare for that conversation on how people are made when surrogacy is involved, or science is involved, or IVF is involved, or adoption is involved. And it complicates it beyond what a lot of parents and uncles and people who are from a different generation are ready for. I think kids that grow up and have kids today, they'll be ready for that. That'll be no problem. But Snoop didn't mean any malice by this. I don't think you could argue whether he should have been ready or not to have it, but I don't know how you get to a resolution on it, right? Like, so that's one. I think the other thing too is, look, I'm a journalism major. I went to school for journalism, and we were so naive back then. There was a naivete that the consuming public would reject false stories or sensationalized stories for the truth. And I could just say it. It was just how we felt. Like, oh, don't worry about the internet. Don't worry about the online model. They'll rush to be first and they'll be wrong, and the people will reject it. And then they'll go back and hunt out the reliable journalists who take their time, have two sources, and get it right. We were so wrong. There are people that out there that have trusted journalists that they follow, that they only read. There are places like Ground News where you can get a good sense of the news being really well done and combed through, and it's not about clicks. But there are newsletters like Semaphore. They do a great newsletter where you get the sense that they have a massive editorial room. They have a massive reporting room, and they work together to get the story right, and that the things they talk about really matter. But, you take that across the internet, at large, and what you see is a rush to judgment, a rush to sensationalism, and profit making off of clicks. And so you get headlines like this, and I don't even think the people that wrote the headlines believe it. That's how far and depraved I think it's gotten. I don't even think the publications believe it. I think they probably all have Snoop Dogg's phone number on speed dial and said, "Hey, we don't mean anything about this, man. We just got to," you know what I mean? Like,
I think that paper.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where we're at in the attention economy. I think that's kind of where we're at with the internet stories, and in the result has been nothing short of devastating for journalism and for society. And the reason why is because this story will go away in 2 days. As a matter of fact, it may already be on its way out because there was a tragedy in Minnesota, right? Like the short term, that the half-life of a story like this has, it continues to just dwindle and diminish because people now know they're being played. So you could tell people that aliens have landed in Germany and are threatening the existence of the people of Europe, and people would say, and then they would flip to Nick throwing it back. This is such a moral confusion that we have. I do think that Snoop is today's victim of this, but he doesn't mean anything by it. And it's a very, very human experience that he shared. Very human experience.
And here's the thing. So I do.
That's my 2 cents.
Yeah. I do empathize, with him when it comes to this content, not specifically LGBTQ plus IA related, but with content that you're not either prepared or willing to talk about with your kids.
Yeah.
So I mentioned to you, and I probably talked about it, a handful of times in the podcast, that we're big fans of Modern Family.
Yeah.
Right. Big fans of it. It's an excellent show. I mean, 10 years running, Emmy winning, show, like year.
Great show.
Yeah. It's just a wonderful show, but it's a family show, generally thought of as a family show.
Yeah.
But there are themes, right? There's an episode where the kids walk in on their parents having sex, right?
Haven't we all been there?
Well, when you've got a 7-year-old who's watching Modern Family with you, you got to skip that episode, right? Because you're not ready to have that conversation. You don't want to have that conversation. So you skip it. That's what we did. We skipped that episode.
Let's move forward.
Right. Yeah. So it's the same kind of thing. Also because I think what Snoop was reacting to was his environment. Maybe he was ready. Maybe he knows how to have that conversation, but not in a movie theater. Right? It's not the time.
Yeah, you're in the middle of the movie
to have that conversation.
Yes, exactly.
We want to just watch the movie.
Not. Yeah,
exactly. So you go home on your terms. You have that conversation. Same thing with us. Modern Family wasn't the time, right? We didn't want that to be the instigator of that conversation, so we skipped it. That's what we did. So I didn't take that to a public platform like Snoop did and mention it. Right? I didn't do that. But I think so. That's what he did. That now makes us have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
But I think, to be honest with you, I think that he might be might be the first person of celebrity to talk about it in this way, because this isn't new to us.
Yeah.
Right. This has been going on, especially in the Marvel universe, like the way that they leveraged women as the primary characters, the way that they've replaced a lot of the male characters with female versions of them.
Yeah.
It's been happening for a while. That's one of the reasons why
that's just a movie and marketing. True.
Yeah, but it's so we've been talking about it. This isn't new, right? This isn't new at all.
Let's make this money again, but how can we make it look different? Let's make
it's not even that. It's like, let's make this money again, but let's put a female in that spot.
I know, but how can we make it look different? Let's make money again, and how can we serve a different master? So that we can make the money again. I want to release this movie again. It made us a ton of money, but I can't release the same movie again and make it. What are we going to do? I'll just make the guy girl. God.
Yeah, that's also female forward at a time, right?
And
so I think that's
you write a story around being female forward. That's what happens.
Yeah,
it happens in a tight room.
So he's reacting.
Then it expands to a larger room in the studio where they then proliferate the story about what they're doing. But in that small room that has 3 or 4 people in it, they're like, this is what we're doing. Yeah. And then it expands out. And it's sad, but that's what it is. Now, in terms of just to wrap this up, put a bow on everything you said, talking about putting like a disclaimer or a rainbow. I mean, I think the disclaimer would end up being very offensive to the community, but,
I think so too.
But they would never put a rainbow on it because they would cut their audience in half, and they would cut the country in half. Maybe they cut
we're already cut. Yeah, we're already cut.
So,
people want
it's better just to surprise. Right, it's better just to surprise people with those elements of the story than to. Well, it's like we said in the real Q&A. It's like, hey, you can have diversity in a movie, and that's really great. But the secret is to tell a good enough story where it doesn't seem ham-fisted. Right. Yeah. And just to pat ourselves in the back, we did a film called Another Version of You that has its elements in there, and it was perfectly placed. I thought it was done so well by Maki, where it just felt like that is definitely what happened if you go to enough parallel universes. Right. Like,
it's a part of the story. It isn't the story. That's the difference.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And it's not there to shock, and it's not there to say, hey, look, we included you.
Right.
Which is what it feels like a lot of times. It was totally natural, and I think in that regard, it really works. And but I don't think if the punchline here is that Snoop's going to be canceled for this, I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's one of these guys that's proven over time he's cancelable. If that's even
it's indefatigable.
Yeah, he's indefatigable, and it's indefatigable, and so I think he'll be all right. But the sad thing is, again, the story will go away, and no level of tragedy, no level of outrage, no level of melting down of institutions, no level of depravity seems to stick to us anymore. So
yeah, it's here today, gone tomorrow.
Gone tomorrow. Speaking of being gone tomorrow, we're gone right now.
I think Snoop Dogg.
But we're not gone. We're not gone for a long time. We'll be back, right, PB? Oh, PB, you got more on this culture. Go ahead. Sorry, what
I was just going to say
the roll us out of this thing.
Close it out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Close it out. Snoop Dogg
I just closed it out.
To learn
I said to close it out.
To really close it out.
Okay, to really close it out.
Go ahead, PB. Go ahead, PB.
Snoop Dogg needs to learn the age-old parental trick. When they ask you that question, you say, "I'll tell you later," and then after that, they
hear all that wisdom right there.
Thank you.
Hear all that wisdom. I like the part that PB had at the end, and then they forget about it.
They do, and
then they learn on their own from somebody else.
But listen, PB,
love that. You buy yourself 10 years, right, PB?
That Chris already mentioned, which is the story will be gone tomorrow.
Yeah,
thought will be gone tomorrow. So just say that. Be done. Move on.
Move on. I love that. PB, that was worth breaking in, and I totally interrupted the flow there because I think that was valuable. That is a piece of good wisdom, and this is one of those Dick Gregory sort of things where he had a way of reminding you that we had already solved that problem, and you just don't realize it. That the problem you have has already been solved by like cavemen. That would be the embarrassing part. Like, oh, the cavemen figured this out a long time ago, and you think this is a new problem. It's not new. It's been happening.
PB just needs to add the "ha" to it. If you add that, then you're good. Like
maybe Kevin can find a Dick Gregory to the podcast, and then we can. You know what I need to do? I need to clip it. And add to our media
we gotta
board.
add that in there, bro. We gotta add that in there because it is.
Some people don't know what we're talking about, so then they will
we got to put it in there because it is punctuation, and the punctuation gets back to what we have. I won't say we have PB4. It's what PB delivers with the things.
PB4 is delicious peanut butter powder as well.
It is. I've seen that. But what I'm saying
as well with chili rolls.
Just add water and stir, motherfuckers.
So yes, it is excellent because the things we should know are things you should know. And the thing about Dick Gregory is that the emphasis that he put on the "ha" was just a matter of you should know this.
Yeah, it was almost like a stand-in for
if you'd paid attention, you would know. And it's like, and that's what it hits you. It hits you like a different type of exclamation mark that says, "Oh crap, yeah, I should have known that."
Yeah, it hit you like a hardship right in the skin away. You can beep that, kid, if you want.
It all comes full circle to the epiphany, people.
That's what we do. That's what we do to make a podcast.
So look.
Thank you, Nick, for that culture shift.
And we bring that back, man. I think you're right. I just want to bring it back to the epiphany at the beginning of the conversation.
Whoa.
I think it's very important that people try to figure out how to take out the sugar because this is one of the things, Chris, that you and I always talk about is just our health, man. And we're not just about our physical health. It's also about our mental health. It's all about our emotional health. And when you get rid of the junk, you get rid of the stuff that's just firing off these pleasure centers in your brain, you're actually able to develop yourself, right? It's not always about the pleasure centers. Sometimes intellect, growing your understanding, growing your community, growing your empathy, growing your sympathy, growing your emotional self to be more available to your community of people, whether it's your family or the people in your neighborhood or someone broader than that. The only way to do that is to take away all of the stupid and simple distractions that we allow into our lives. And those distractions come in a myriad ways. One of them is the things that you listen to. Chris, we talked about the N-word in music. Hey, take that crap out of your ear holes, right? The stuff that you watch, you pay attention to on social, stop looking, take it out of your eye holes, right? With the stuff that you eat, you don't need to be ingesting all of this freaking sugar all the time. Take it out of your mouth hole, right? Take all these things. I'm just saying, bro. That's how you ingest. You see that? See the camera change?
Yeah.
You see that? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
even your camera said pause on the.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's there.
You're talking about growings and mouth holes.
Change your life, people. Change your life.
Change your life, and then you might get some pleasure from your growing.
Exactly.
Double entendre, bitch. It's just all right. All right, double entendre. That's what we do in the Make a Podcast. Nick, thank you.
Yes, sir.
That's great. And thank you to this amazing audience for hanging with us for another Indie Talk. Guess what, Nick?
What's up, man?
This is Indie Talk number 99.
Okay.
99. We do one more, we'll hit 100. Maybe we should do something. Maybe
we're gonna do
buy cake or something. I don't know how to celebrate this. Maybe I'll just FaceTime you and Papa Bear, and then we'll toast to 100, some red wine or some bourbon or something like that. We'll celebrate. Maybe we'll figure out a way. Maybe we'll do like a T-shirt or like some of our film DVDs for the YouTube people. We just got to figure out what we're going to do for this 100 Indie Talk that's coming around the corner. But this has been just an absolute pleasure, not just today, but all 99 up to this point. And thank you to everyone out there listening, watching, and sticking with us all these many years. You're the guys we do it for. And if you want more from us, you can find us on themakeitpodcast.com. You can find us on our Beacons AI site. It's our link, also all links, and you can find that on our YouTube page. So if you go to YouTube and find the Make It Podcast, just go to youtube.com/Make It Podcast. You'll find our channel. You can find our Beacons link right there and see everything we're up to all in one place. It's a really great service. Shout out to Beacons. And it's like kind of our new sort of everything hub. So I definitely want you guys to check that out. Now, if you are watching this and you find yourself on a long road trip or in the car, your way to work, whatever it may be, and you decide to listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, be sure to rate and review. It really makes a difference. It helps us become more discoverable, spread this goodness to more and more people. And the more it spreads, the more we can do for everybody else in just a myriad of ways. I mean, I'm just telling you, between me and Nick, we have probably thought of 1,000 different ways as we grow that we can enrich the community through entertainment, inspiration, education, money, etc. So we're going to do those things as we get bigger. So help us out. Leave a 5-star review. If you don't like 5 stars for us, then DM us directly at _Make It Podcast on Instagram or on TikTok or on X, and we will respond. And you can tell us why we don't deserve 5 stars and what we can do better.
Let us know.
We're all ears on that, and we definitely would love your suggestions and input and engagement. We appreciate that. Appreciate all the recent love, by the way, on X. Our previous episode with Sophia Yepes, PB and Nick, just as a quick sidebar, as a quick sort of non sequitur, has crossed 110,000 views on X, which is crazy. So it's thank you guys for that. That's unbelievable. But if you're listening to this right now, you're already listening to us, you're already ready, you've already reviewed, then check out our YouTube page. We curate this thing. We work hard on shorts and polls, audience polls you heard today, and long form episodes, of course. So come in, subscribe to that, like, and then share it with a friend. That's all we ask. And so with that, Nick, can you please leave us with the credo?
Yeah, man. Take a deep breath. That was a lot, you know? Yeah.
I got to keep my mouth closed. I want my mouth hold.
See, look at that. Your mouth holes. Close it up.
Close it up.
Eye holes, ear holes.
Don't be putting
All right.
stuff in those holes.
No, sir. So
Close that
to our
hole.
film, exactly with that, we got to say to our filmmaking friends, fans, family, and followers out there, be better, be creative, be engaged.
And thank you for listening. Nick, Papa Bear, see you guys soon.
Yeah,
See
man.
you.
This is great.
We'll
Good talking
see you
to guys,
for
always.
number 100.
That's right.
Number 100.
Coming up soon.
All right.
All right, people.
Peace.
Peace.